back with another photo tip for this week. I will let you know this one's probably going to be a little bit shorter than most because it has been a crazy week and I am just winging it, so let's get started. First off, we're going to talk about megapixels, as I said a few weeks ago. Basically, a megapixel is just a small dot of color that makes up your whole picture. The higher your megapixels, the larger your picture can be without losing any clarity. The smaller your megapixel, you're going to lose some. You're going to be able to see those little dots. Case in point, if you're taking a picture of yourself or your child or somebody and you're doing it with a camera phone, chances are that if you try to blow that up to something larger than an 8x10, you're definitely going to start to see a little bit of pixelation in there where you're starting to see those little dots. If you're doing something even bigger, it's going to be crazy. But if you have something, say like a point and shoot, that's a higher megapixel camera, as they are starting to come nowadays, or even a digital SLR, you can blow that up to like a 20x24 or even a 30x40 if you're so inclined, and you will probably lose not even a little bit of resolution or clarity in that picture. And like this point and shoot is a 12.1 megapixel, and we don't even shoot this generally on the highest setting. We dial it down a little bit because most of the time with the pictures that we're getting for this, we're not going to go up to anything larger than an 8x10, even a 10x13 maybe. So, and we'll take another episode and we'll discuss how you do that. But we generally keep this somewhere between the 4 to 6 megapixel range, just because it tends to give you more pictures on your disc or on your card, as well as if you're not blowing it up to that size, it's really a waste to shoot that high and not be using anything in that range to take a picture, basically, or to print a picture rather. The next thing I want to discuss is composition. I'm just going to give you a few little rules of thumb, some ideas here, but we're going to talk about three things: head, body, and position, basically. As far as the head is concerned, I know a lot of people have this thing where they feel as though they have to have the whole head in the pictures, and nowadays that's not completely the case. You can cut into the head, you can even cut into the chin. I've seen pictures, and I've posted pictures of myself, where you can notice that, you know, it may be closer in, like about right here, if not even up here. I've seen some really great pictures with just the eyes. So that's something to consider as well. As far as the body, don't go cutting people off at the knees, the elbows, or the feet, because I see it all the time. A lot of people do full body shots and they cut that picture right off at the knees or right at the feet. If you're going to show the full body, show the full body, feet included. I'm not a huge fan of feet, but even I know that you should be in there, or that they should be in there, as well as the elbows. You know, you'll have your arm sticking out right here, and then you'll cut it right here, so that arm looks kind of discombobulated because you're missing that elbow that hooks it together, especially when you have the rest of your body. And with cutting people off at the knees, it just makes them look a little shorter, almost stumpy. You want to try to stay in that mid-thigh area if you're going to cut it right there, or even go all the way to the waist. That's a better picture overall. And the last one is composition. Person doesn't have to be right in the middle of the picture for it to be interesting. More likely, if they're off to the side, say over here, or even over here, or even down some, where obviously I can't get down like that because I'm in a chair, but even if they're down, say like right here in the middle of that picture, because it's called a rule of thirds, and it's basically like if you took your frame and then cut it into thirds, then you would be putting that person or whatever it is, a rock, a mountain, a flower, into one of those third quadrants, and it gives the picture just a little bit more dynamic. It makes it a little bit interesting to look at. Even if you're going for a close-up of a face, you can still take that face and move it off to the side and maybe give a little bit of the background behind you. Those are basically all of my tips for today. I know this one has been kind of short, but if you have any questions or comments, as always, please leave them on my blog or on my fan page on Facebook. Sorry about that. And then we also still have that new Twitter, so if you haven't become a follower yet, please do so. As always, thanks for tuning in, and next time, I'm not quite sure what we'll be discussing, but I will keep you informed. Okay, have a great day.